Hi friends, it's Nadi here. Welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to everyone. Well, this is going to be my first video for the year and we're going to make some nice soft Guyanese mithai. These things are so incredibly delicious. Crunchy on the outside and so soft on the inside. So guys, let's get started on the recipe. So we're going to start out with 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I like to sift my flour first. It just makes it lighter. And so I have here 1 cup of freshly grated coconut. You can absolutely use the store-bought one also. I have here some brown sugar, about 2 tablespoons. 1 tablespoon of ginger, and you can use less of the ginger. It's just I love ginger so much. I have 1 stick of cold butter, which I dice it into smaller pieces, and 1 cup of carnation milk. Here I have all my dry ingredients. I have cinnamon powder, cardamom powder, I have baking powder, and grated nutmeg. I'm going to start by combining all my dry ingredients together. So I'm going to add all this in the bowl and I'm going to mix this really well. I'm now going to add the sugar and I'm using 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You can use the granulated sugar also. I'm going to mix that well, and now I'm going to go in with the butter. I have here 1 stick of unsalted butter, and so I'm using the cold butter so that that's what's going to give you that nice flaky crunchy outside of the mithai. Now you want to mix this well until you get this nice sandy texture like this. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the coconut and ginger, and you want to mix this really well. Now I'm going to start adding the carnation milk. Now I'm going to add a little bit gradually. A total amount I have here is 1 cup. So 1 cup should be enough, but sometimes depending on your flour and the way you measure, it may take a little less than a cup or a little more than a cup. So just be aware of it and just add gradually as you go along. So what I like to do is I like to just kind of pull everything together and just lightly knead it. You don't want to over knead it or else the mithai is going to be heavy. So you do not want to over knead it. Just gradually bring everything together in a nice dough ball like this so. And your dough should not be too soft, neither too firm. It should stay into that medium range. So this is looking good right now. So, I'm just going to stop right here. I am going to cover this and let it rest for about 5 minutes. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to divide this into 2 dough balls. So I'm going to cut this in 2. And very gently, I'm just going to kind of make it into a ball. Now, if you really want that nice crunchy outside and inside should be nice and soft, as I said before, do not overwork it. So this is looking really good now. So now I'm just going to start rolling them out. So use flour as needed and you can roll this out until you get like about 1/4 of an inch in thickness. Remember, the thinner you roll it out, it's not going to be fluffy on the inside. So to get that fluffiness in the inside, you want to get it a little thick, like about 1/4 of an inch. So the next step is to cut them into strips. Now I'm going to do the traditional triangular shape, but you can do any shape you want. Like you can make it creative, use cookie cutters and whatever you desire, and you can make them as big as you want or as small as you want. I like them like little mini ones, they come out really nice. So first what I like to do is to cut everything and put it and then start frying. So, our next step is to start frying our mithai. I am using vegetable oil for this, and you have to use adequate amount of oil. Keep your stove on medium because you don't want it to be too hot, and you want to make sure that your mithai is going to fry on the inside. What I usually do is that I usually do one first just to make sure I'm having the correct temperature and it's coming out okay. So yeah, make sure your stove is on the medium side. So we're going to fry this until it's nice and golden brown. This is looking good, so I'm going to remove this. And a little bit of advice, use like a big, like if you have a bowl like mine, it's going to make it easier for the next step. So it's all done, and this is the amount I got. It's looking so good, guys. So let's move on to the next step. So now we're going to make the coating for the mithai. I'm using 1 cup of water and 1 cup of granulated sugar. And into that, I'm going to add 2 cardamom pods and a couple pieces of ginger. I'm going to give it a stir and let this boil. This usually takes like about 10 to 15 minutes to get the consistency. So guys, you can totally skip this part. Once your mithai finish frying, you can also simply dust it with powdered sugar. It's good. This is just the traditional way of doing it. Now, the way it's finished, it's like this. When you put your 2 fingers together, the syrup, it should form that string. And the syrup itself will thicken up. So this is good. I'm just going to remove the ginger and the cardamom pods. So the very last step, we're going to add the syrup to the mithai. So once you add your syrup, guys, you got to be very careful when you're turning. You want to turn very gently because although the outside is crunchy, the inside is going to be soft and fluffy inside. So you want to turn it gently. And also you want to make sure you're coating each piece with the syrup. And you're going to keep on turning until everything become crystallized. It's going to start having that white sugar coating on it. So friends, this is looking so good right now. So I am going to stop right here. So my dear friends, this is the finished product, and I can tell you it tastes so good. It's soft on the inside, crunchy on the outside, with a hint of ginger and sweetness. It's good. So thank you so much for watching, and have a happy and prosperous new year, and I'll catch you in my other videos. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.